Hi all, welcome to BIAS Academy, Science and Technology, audio notes for prelims and mains, Unit 6, Part 3, Chapter 1, that is remedial measures for soil erosion and coastal erosion. The topics which we're going to cover are Indian coastal erosion, Government of India programs to prevent and control coastal erosion. After that, we'll see soil erosion, principles of soil erosion, methods of preventing soil erosion, Government of India programs to prevent and control soil erosion. So let's start with the first topic, that is coastal erosion or the Indian coastal erosion. According to the report of National Assessment of Shoreline Changes along the Indian coast, which is released by National Center for Coastal Research, it says almost one-third of the India's coastal line was lost to soil erosion from 1990s to 2016. This report says from 1990 till the year 2016, one-third of the India's coastal line was lost due to soil erosion. As per the report, that is National Assessment of Shoreline Changes along the Indian coast. That is a report name and it is released by National Center for Coastal Research. Okay, the National Center for Coastal Research mapped the shoreline and mapped the shoreline changes along with India's coast from the last 26 years. It is found that West Bengal coast was the most vulnerable. According to the Union Ministry of Earth Sciences, the eastern coast underwent more erosion due to the frequent cyclonic activities of Bay of Bengal in the past 3 decades when compared to the western coast. Western coast which remained largely stable. While 33% of the coast was under erosion, only 29% was growing and 38% was stable. According to the report, West Bengal, that is 63%, and Puducherry 57%, are most vulnerable to erosion, which is followed by Kerala and Tamil Nadu at 45 and 41%. Odisha on eastern coast is the only state where coast witnessed expansion of more than 50%. The coast expanded in Odisha. Coastal erosion has becoming an alarming threat for the population, and if India does not take immediate steps, there is a threat for losing more land and threat for losing infrastructure to the sea. The damage will be irreversible. The coastal population will bear the maximum brunt, especially villages and recent habitations like buildings, hotels, resorts, which are at risk. The report identified that Indian mainland has lost almost about 234 square kilometers of land to the sea from 1990 to 2016. How much land India lost? 234 square kilometers. West Bengal lost almost 99 square kilometers, that is 100 square kilometers, you can remember as. Okay, the climate change and rising sea levels are found to have exacerbated the problem because they have fastened the problem. The scientists say that dams on river basins have reduced the flow of sediments to the coast. Increasing construction activities along the coast involving dredging, which tend to throw all sediments into the deep sea, have further worsened the situation. The analysis would help in bringing preparedness to face coastal hazards such as storm surges and tsunamis. So once we are prepared, we will be able to face the coastal hazards. What are the coastal hazards? Storm surges, tsunamis, all these things. The changing shorelines not only threaten the coastal infrastructure and cause potential losses to the economy, but could also impact the fishing industry. The changing coastal line can also impact the fishing industry. The analysis involved mapping of 6,633 kilometers long coastline along 9 states and 2 union territories using 26 years of satellite data. All this analysis was made by using satellite data along the coastline of 6,632 kilometers. Okay, let's look at the Government of India programs to control and prevent coastal erosion. As per the database compiled by the National Institute of NIO, that is National Institute of Oceanography, around 23% of the Indian coastline is affected by various degrees of erosion. How much of percentage of India's coastline is affected? 23%. A shoreline change atlas of the Indian coast prepared by Space Application Center, Ahmedabad, in association with Central Water Commission 2014, indicates that 45% of the total coastline is under erosion. Around 35% of the coastline is under accretion and the rest is under stable category. Okay, during the last decade, the following steps have been taken to check the coastal erosion by Government of India. In the year 1995, this ministry constituted a Coastal Protection Development Advisory Committee, that is CPDAC, Coastal Protection Development and Advisory Committee. What for? For organizing, coordinating programs of collection, compilation, evaluation and publication of data related to various natural phenomena in coastal process. Events that affect coastal line, identification of coastal zones and draw up short and long term plans for coastal protection. In short, CPDAC or Coastal Protection Development Advisory Committee draws short term and long term plans for coastal protection. That is number one. Number two, during the 10th plan, that is 2002 to 2007, Government of India created a centrally sponsored scheme, that is Critical Anti-Erosion Works in coastal and other Ganga basin states. Okay, that is one. Central assistance was provided for the states under this program. Which program? Critical Anti-Erosion Works. Third one, during the 11th plan, that is 2007 to 2012, the Government of India launched Flood Management Program, that is FMP, for providing central assistance to state governments for taking up flood management works, including anti-sea erosion works as well. Under this scheme, central assistance was released to governments of Gujarat for construction of sea walls, construction of coastal protection units, all these things. Let's look at the fourth point or the fourth step taken by the Government of India to control coastal erosion. Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation Resources initiated the process of collecting details of severely affected reaches to explore the possibility of preparing a national coastal protection project. Why? To protect the coastal zones. A loan amounting to 250 million USDs for Sustainable Coastal Protection and Management Investment Program was approved by the Asian Development Bank in 2010. Currently, Sustainable Coastal Protection Management Investment Program Tranche 1 is ongoing in the states of Karnataka, Maharashtra at a cost of 62 billion USD. Okay, let's look at the fifth step. Planning and execution of anti-sea erosion measures are undertaken by maritime states as per their own priority. The Union Government supports the efforts of states by providing technical advice and promoting financial assistance for critical projects. Flood management program launched by the ministry has a provision of anti-sea erosion or coastal protection works. So these are the programs carried out by the Government of India to prevent coastal erosion. Now let's go to the next topic, that is soil erosion. Soil erosion has three main principles to control erosion. Let's look at the main principles to control soil erosion. Number one, the land should be used according to its capability. For this, steeper slopes, shallower soil should be used for growing pastures, and lower slopes and deeper soil should be used for growing crops. Second principle to control soil erosion. The soil surface should be protected with some form of cover. Surface cover is a major factor to control erosion because it reduces the impacts of raindrops falling on the bare soil and the wind removing soil particles. It also reduces the speed of water flowing over the land. Soil erosion risk is significantly reduced where there is more than 30% of soil cover. Okay, third principle of that helps in controlling soil erosion. There is a need to control runoff before it develops into erosive force. Runoff concentrates as it flows downslope. By the time rivers drain large catchments reach the coast, they are usually just a few hundred meters wide. Even though surface cover encourages runoff to spread, runoff concentration is inevitable. Okay, then what are the important methods of preventing and reducing soil erosion? afforestation, erosion control in cropping lands by minimum tillage, contour banks and cropping or strip cropping, soil surface cover, green cane harvesting, all these things. Let's study in detail. Afforestation to control erosion. Afforestation is considered to be the universal answer to control soil erosion. Why? Tree roots help prevent landslides on steep slopes and they prevent erosion on stream banks, all these things. Then erosion control in cropping lands by minimum tillage. There is a need to carry out conservation cropping practices that maintain covers on soil, include minimum and zero tillage, practicing zero tillage or minimum tillage practices. Okay, the third method to prevent soil erosion or reduce soil erosion, that is contour banks and strip cropping. The runoff concentration is managed by structural measures such as contour banks in uplands. If you see hilly areas like tea estates or coffee estates or places like hilly terrain, you will see the strip and strip cropping. The cropping is laid in strips, circular strips. Next is covering of soil surface, that is one. Fifth method is green cane harvesting. Green cane harvesting or trash blanketing is a method of accumulating leaves and the tops of the cane after crop harvest. You will normally see in the fields when you visit the countryside, the left out crops are laid down on the soil to protect from soil erosion. It's like this, the leaves are spread like a blanket. Okay. Let's look at the programs carried out by Government of India for controlling soil erosion. The ICAR, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, through National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning, Nagpur, which it is in Nagpur, conducted scientific soil survey for assessing the extent and the nature of soil erosion and land degradation across the country. The extent of land degradation reported was 187 and 146 million hectares. During 1994, 187 million hectares, during 2004, 146 million hectares respectively, and in 2010, 120 million hectares of land was under water erosion, of which 12 million hectares was under wind erosion, 24 million hectares was under chemical degradation, 1 million was under physical degradation. In order to prevent soil erosion and land degradation, Ministry of Agriculture is implementing various watershed programs. Namely, we have discussed them earlier, that is NWDPRA, that is National Watershed Development Project for rain-fed areas, soil conservation in the catchments of river valley projects, flood-prone river and reclamation development of alkali and acidic soils. Ministry of Rural Development is also implementing Integrated Watershed Management Program, that is IWMP. We have discussed about this in the previous classes as well. About 57 million hectares of area has been developed under various watershed development programs by Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Rural Development. Besides this, 1.5 million hectares of sodic lands have been reclaimed using gypsum technology, and 0.5 million hectares saline land has been reclaimed using subsurface drainage technology across the country. Okay, let's recap what we have discussed. We have started about discussing about Indian coastal erosion, and next we have seen the government programs to prevent coastal erosion as well. Next we have moved to soil erosion. Under this we have discussed the main principles to control soil erosion, and then we have discussed the methods of preventing and reducing soil erosion. We have discussed about 5 methods. One is afforestation, second one is erosion control in cropping of lands by minimum tillage, third one is contour banks or strip cropping, fourth one is soil surface cover, fifth one is green cane harvesting. After that, we have seen the programs launched by Government of India to control soil erosion by ICAR, Ministry of Agriculture, and by the Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, so this will end our today's lecture. If you have any doubts or queries or need any help, you can mail us to biisacademy@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.